Hey everybody, I'm coming making this video message to tell you comparison is the thief of joy. What is comparison? Comparison is an estimate, a note, or a measurement of similarity or dissimilarities. And you may have gotten to a point or a place in your life where you find yourself comparing yourself to other people. And some of you may do this for different reasons. But what I want you all to know is when you get to a level, a point, or a place in your life where you begin to compare yourself to other people, you begin a downward spiral into anger, bitterness, resentment, jealousy, and unhappiness. And this is why the saying goes, comparison is the thief of joy. Comparing yourself to other people's looks, comparing yourself to other people's accomplishments, comparing yourself to another person's way of living, way of thinking, comparing yourself to who somebody has versus who you have. All this does is keep you in a cycle, and it becomes toxic because you are not, as teachers would tell us back in the day, keep your eyes on your own paper. You are not keeping your eyes on your own paper, and you are not staying in your lane, and you are not, as we hear all the time, minding your own business. This video message is to bring awareness to any one of you who is at a place in your life where you always want to compare what you have up against others. Now, there are groups of people who compare for different reasons, and let me break them down. You have some people who will compare what they have accomplished in their life versus what a sibling has accomplished in their life. So what happens is that you may be the brother or sister, you may be the firstborn, and you will compare maybe the fact that you've gotten married, you've had children, you are higher educated than another one of your siblings. And sometimes these things begin to transpire because maybe the younger sibling corrected you as the older sibling on something about your attitude or your behavior. And you feel like out of arrogance, and ego, that because you are the firstborn and because you are older, that the younger sibling can't tell you anything. Then you have groups of people, that was one example. Then you have groups of people who have people that they just come across in their everyday life. And maybe they sit back and they see how another man or another woman gets complimented on how they take care of their family. They get complimented on how great their house looks. They get complimented on the beautiful luxury car that they have. And you'll have someone that will get upset about that and say, yeah, but you know what? My car is paid off. Her or his car is being rented. My house is paid off, but her or his house, they're still paying a mortgage. You may have a group of people that if someone has a beautiful body and they get a lot of attention and they have a lot of lovers based off how they look, you'll have someone that compares their body up against that other person's body, and they'll make statements and say things like, okay, well, you got that nice body, you have that pretty face, and you get men, but can you keep a man? Oh, I might be dark skinned with short hair and I may be 150 pounds overweight, but when I get a man, I could keep him. You're comparing the two without realizing sometimes that when you're comparing yourself to other people, see, and the examples that I'm giving out are negative examples, but I'm going to get to the positive examples as well, because so many of you, you are unhappy, you are depressed, you cry, you wake up and look yourself in the mirror and you beat yourself up every day because you are constantly comparing what other people have up against what you have. You see it in the workplace. You ever work with people, and when you work with particular people who have this little spirit of comparison, they are always trying to investigate you or ask people that they see you're cool with, or people that you're talking to. They always want to ask them in secret or behind the scenes how you got a particular thing. A lot of people in the workplace feel like, and they truly believe, if all of you all work in the same company or the same corporation and you all are making the same amount of money, that there is no way you could have accomplished getting a particular thing, but you're making $15 an hour. This is the attitude and mentality of a lot of people. I have worked at jobs and people will feel like, well, I live with somebody or I live in an apartment, but how does he or she live in an actual house? They'll even try to track you down and again investigate you. Oh, she's living in that house, he's living in that house, but you know what? It's probably Section 8. How do you figure just because somebody works at Walmart with you, or Chick-fil-A like you, or they work at the bank like you, or just because they're making $15 or $16 or $11 an hour or even $20 an hour, why do you assume that because you know they live in a house that the house has to be Section 8? You don't know people's situation. Which is why I'm telling you all in this video message, stop comparing your life to the lives of other people. If somebody has a house, whether they work with you and make the same thing that you make or not, you don't know what has occurred in their life. They could have had a parent that died and left them that property. They could have had something in a trust fund when they were a child, and once they reached 18, a whole bunch of money was left to them and they went and purchased the house. They can have an auntie or an uncle or a cousin, or they can have a boyfriend or a girlfriend that works in real estate, and they work something out to where they were able to buy a house and close on a house, and they didn't have to put money down. You don't know people's situation. People could have won a lottery and they didn't tell you. And just because they want to stay busy, they get up and come to work every day. That is one of the most common comparisons that I see with people in the workplace. They are always trying to compete with their coworkers. Oh, well, how is he driving a Range Rover? How is she driving a Mercedes-Benz or a Lexus? And I'm driving my little Toyota. I'm driving my little Honda. I'm driving my Impala, and I'm paying $600, $700, $800 a month for mine. But her car paid off. His car is paid off. Again, you don't know what went on in somebody's life. And quite frankly, it's not your business. When you see a woman with a fine man, or you see a man with that fine woman that you feel, again, through your ego, that should be on your arm, you don't know what that man or that woman has to deal with that particular fine man or woman behind the scenes. There are some women, hear me when I tell you, they have married a particular man that's fine, and he's a hot commodity, and a lot of women want him, but he beats the heck out of that woman behind the scenes. He's a raging alcoholic. He has a criminal record as long as a grocery list, and that woman has to deal with that. He owed a lot of child support, and now that that woman has gotten married to him, they're digging child support, or the state is digging into her income to help her man pay off his child support. This is why I tell you all, comparison is the thief of joy. You who is watching me and listening to me under the sound of my voice, I want you all to know you are exactly where you are supposed to be. Do you all know how intelligent and magnificent God is? Do you all understand that even though you feel like and believe in your soul and in your heart that you have missed out, that doors have closed in your face, and that you have found out that seasons have passed you by, even in all of that, you gotta know and understand that it's all a part of God's purpose, perfect will, and destiny for you. Even if you did miss out on a season or opportunity or a door closed in your face, just know that the revelation that you got that you are behind, God is revealing something about you. Maybe you were too immature to get that house. If you got that house too soon, you would have lost it to foreclosure. Maybe you don't drive a luxury car because God, in his infinite and high level of intelligence and authority, which supersedes our small minds and intellect, he knows if he blessed you or you got that luxury car, you would get killed for it. You would get robbed for it. People will hate on you and slice your tires and bust out your window because the neighborhood you live in is not that great. Yes, I have to get extreme like this because the way that a lot of people think, it is taking your joy from you. It is taking your happiness from you. Comparison is the thief of joy. You don't know where people are mentally. You don't know where people are emotionally. That fine, perfect body that you see on another person that you're jealous of or that you crave or that you desire, you don't understand that they may just be working out at the gym every single day because they're struggling with low self-esteem. And them having a perfect body makes them feel good because it gets them a certain level of attention. Even though you might be the overweight one, you may be out of shape, you may never go to the gym or do any type of exercise, but you don't struggle with lack of confidence. I am saying these things to you all because I want you to change your view. I want you to change your perspective. I want you to change your mindset. Stop getting on the internet looking at people's pictures on Instagram. Stop getting on the internet, getting on Facebook, looking at the type of mother that another woman is, looking at the type of father that another man is, looking at whose body looks better than yours, looking at who has accomplished more than you have, or who is more educated, or who is more anointed, or who is doing more in their life, and you look at yourself and feel like, oh, I'm behind. I've never had a title or a position in the church. I've never driven a luxury car. I'm not out here living my best life. Baby, if you can see me and hear me in this video message and you can take your fingers and type on your phone and comment, you are living your best life because God has not snatched breath out of your body. Comparison is the thief of joy. Live your life. Love your life. Mind your business. Keep your eyes on your own paper. Stay in your lane. Tend to your own affairs. Worry about yourself. Thank God for the blessings you have. Whether you live in a mansion, whether you live in a projects, whether you live in an apartment that's so small you can barely think a thought. You have a roof over your head. Whether you see somebody eating steak and shrimp and caviar, if you eating your noodles and a hot dog, you are blessed. You are blessed. Whether you feel like the church is paying you attention and they have not elevated you and given you a position, God can touch you and you leave out your house and you run into somebody at the grocery store and you look at them and say, hey, how you doing? Or you see somebody ask for a couple of dollars and you give it to them. Or you come across somebody and you do something as simple as say something uplifting and positive. Oh, I like your hair. Oh, you smell good. I love those shoes. Or you give somebody a hug. You don't know. You could have just saved somebody from wanting to take their own life. You could have just complimented that man or woman you saw and you told them, I like your hair, you smell good, but they were at home and somebody just called them a fat, disgusting blob. Or they talked about their hair or how they looked. Everybody is necessary. Play your position. Overall and above all, my beautiful brothers and sisters, because all of you all, black, white, Hispanic, Jamaican, Asian, I don't care what your race is. I don't care what your age is. I don't care about your background. I don't care about your culture. I don't care about none of that. All of you all are welcome here. I don't care what it is. You just better understand and get in your head and tattoo this on your heart. Comparison is the thief of joy. When you stop worrying about what everybody else got, when you stop worrying about what everybody else is doing, when you stop comparing yourself and you have the wrong, impure motive and intention of why you are doing particular things, because you are secretly competing with others. You are secretly trying to catch up to others because you feel like you are behind and you're so insecure about where you are in life. You are going to find yourself constantly depressed, constantly crying, constantly struggling with your self-esteem, constantly battling in your mind. Stop comparing yourself. You are beautiful. You are worthy. Breath is still in your body, and your life is not over. You still have an opportunity to grow and accomplish certain things. But I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell y'all something before I end this message. You better do it God's way and not allow this evil, perverted world and their internet to make you rush and do things that is not in season for you. When it's your season, nothing or nobody can stop what God has for you. But if you have not gotten certain things, you gotta know that some things are not gonna come to you because it's simply not your time. It has nothing to do with you being a bad person. It has nothing to do with God blocking you or not hearing your prayers and your cries. It has nothing to do with if you did something back in 2020 and it caught up to you and this is why you don't have it now. No, baby, you all got to understand God knows exactly where you are mentally and emotionally. He knows when to bless you in the right time. I believe it's in the book of Isaiah, and I'm paraphrasing. He says, in his timing, he shall make it happen. When God is ready to make something happen, when he's ready to send you that husband, when he's ready to send you that wife, when he's ready to send you that car, when he's ready to bless you with that house or that apartment, when he's ready to give you that particular job, when he's ready to help you work on your look. Some of you all, you look the way you look because it's driven by a sensual spirit, which is a sin. I'm going to make a video about that. Yes, men and women of God, hear me when I tell you, being sexy and sensual is really a sin. We're going to talk about a lot. I got so much more. I got so much more for you guys, and I'm excited about it. You get excited about it. But Like I said, guys, comparison is the thief of joy. Look around your life right now. Start counting the blessings of what you have now. You can see, you can hear. You may not be eating the food that you want, but you're eating. You may not have a car, but if you can get a ride or somebody can send you a couple of dollars, you can call an Uber or a Lyft. You are living your best life. If your kids love you and they get excited, mommy, mommy, daddy, daddy, when you come in the door, that is living your best life. Do you know it's some women that are crying before God and turning down their plate because their womb will not open and they are not able to have a child, or maybe this is not the season? You all better count your blessings. Everything that glitters is not gold. I don't even know who I'm talking to, but this is God speaking through me to tell you all this. This came into my spirit a couple of days ago. Comparison is the thief of joy. That's the video message. Well, guys, I know it's a sad time for you, but I gotta go. The Lord willing, I will be back with another video message. If any one of you have been offended by this video message and anything I spoke about, it's okay. I'm not concerned. I'm not worried about it because I know you will forgive me in the morning.